We're here because free speech is under attack. We're here because people are being convinced that socialism works. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth.
Police resignations, spies, foreign adversaries meet, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un plans to make a rare trip to Russia this month for a meeting with President Vladimir Putin on supplying Russia with more weapons for its war in Ukraine, according to American and allied officials. Kim is expected to take an armored train to Vladivostok on Russia's east coast for the Eastern Economic Forum, scheduled for September 10th to 13th. Kim also might travel to Moscow. Putin wants North Korean artillery shells and anti-tank missiles. In return, Kim is expected to ask for advanced Russian technology for satellites and nuclear-powered submarines. Kim also needs food aid for his isolated communist country, beset by periodic waves of starvation. Ukrainian Defense Minister Alexei Reznikov resigned on Monday shortly after President Volodymyr Zelensky announced plans to replace him with Rustem Umerov, head of the state's property fund of Ukraine and an ethnic Tatar from Crimea. Reznikov had served in the post since November 2021. As defense chief, he oversaw billions in military aid, including weapons supplied by Ukraine's allies. Zelensky didn't accuse Reznikov of wrongdoing, but said the ministry needs new approaches and other formats of interaction with both the military and society as a whole. Reznikov emphasized that he wasn't stepping down over any corruption scandals. The ministry faced a backlash earlier this year for allegedly paying inflated prices for provisions meant for Ukrainian soldiers. Chinese nationals have accessed sensitive U.S. sites, including military bases, dozens of times in recent years, the Wall Street Journal reported Monday, citing U.S. officials. Some of the intruders, whom officials refer to as gatecrashers, posed as tourists. The incidents have involved people who crossed onto a missile range in New Mexico and scuba divers swimming near a rocket launch site in Florida, according to the Journal. Government officials said the people involved are usually Chinese nationals coerced into service to provide information to Beijing, which appears to be testing U.S. military security practices. China's embassy in Washington called the U.S. interpretation of the incidents purely ill-intentioned fabrications. As crime rampages through the city of Philadelphia, Police Commissioner Danielle Outlaw will be leaving her position later this month to take on a new job with the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, Mayor Jim Kenney announced Tuesday. Commissioner Outlaw has worked relentlessly for 3.5 years during an unprecedented era in our city and a number of crisis situations, and she deserves praise for her commitment to bring long overdue reform to the department after years of racism and gender discrimination prior to her appointment, Kenney said in a statement. We wish her success in her new position and thank Commissioner Outlaw for her dedication to serve the residents of Philadelphia. Outlaw, who became the first black female Philadelphia Police Department commissioner in February 2020, will serve her final day on September 22nd before becoming the Deputy Chief Security Officer at the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, which oversees airports, bridges, tunnels, and other transportation infrastructure in the New York City area. That's the Raw Naked Truth. You can catch every episode of The Raw Naked Truth at xvadio.com/podcasts, the Apple Podcasts app, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.